for us, why do we say day to day? Is because it takes that pressure off. Don't worry about it. We don't know what can happen tomorrow.
Being happiness and being kind is one of the top qualities we can find today, especially to ourselves. In today's society or in the world general, we have to make space for these little moments to appreciate what we do. So let's look what the monk has to say.
You make a mistake or revert back to old habits, the first initial reaction is to beat ourselves up. But for me, I wanted to pull the wisdom from the monastery. How do we continue to develop ourselves and also be kind? And I wanted to share a few tips that can be helpful, the same way that the monks we train ourselves, that can be applied to your life and your situation.
I would say this is definitely true that how we need to try harder to be kind to ourselves because everybody makes, and it's really up to us how we will deal with it. And we shouldn't just beat ourselves up all the time, worry all the time. We should be kinder to ourselves.
You're a monk, you're 1 day old. You're a brand new baby monk. You can be 40 years old, but in the spiritual life, you're 1 day old.
I don't like this idea to, for example, even when you start a gratitude journal, you kind of teach your brain how to be more grateful, how to maybe be more kind to yourself or appreciate more things.
My old habits will continue to repeat. And I'm like, oh, what is wrong with me? But really, the way to get around that, and our teaching monk, our mentor monks always remind us of how old are you? How long have you been doing this? And wow, you just been in the monastery for our new monks. It's been 8 days.
We have to realize that it's a habit, it's a skill. And the more you practice it, the better you will be at it.
So the tip that will be helpful for you is when you're on the path of changing a new habit, changing a new mindset, changing new thought, speech, or action, you mess up, you go back to old pattern, then remind yourself, how long have I been doing this?
I think it's really important to how he said it, to put in perspective how the more we practice it, the better we will be at it, of being kind, being grateful, but especially having this gratefulness for this opportunity to change your habits. And if you, for example, go to your old habits, you can just say, that's my old self, and I'm not that anymore, and I can try or be.
My answer is I'm just taking it day by day. That's it. And we get so many people who come into the monastery.
It's also especially important to take things day by day. We shouldn't we shouldn't expect that we will be the best at the beginning of our journey to being kind or being grateful. We should just take one step at a time and see where it will go.
And for us, why do we say day to day? Is because it takes that pressure off. Don't worry about it. We don't know what can happen tomorrow.
Yeah, that's very true, especially in today's climate when we don't really know what's going to happen, how other countries are going to behave, how we will behave, even on our family.
Pandemic can come, there can be a death, there can be anything and everything can happen. We don't know. So for us is instead of putting that pressure on, just come back to today. Today, I will do my best to train my thought, speech, and action. The bad that I'm doing today, I will stop doing that. I will do more good, and then I will purify my mind with meditation. Simple, easy, and slowly and surely and step by step now, 1 day at a time.
But that's the process. It's kind of, as you said, it's a circle. And we go around and around and around. And at the end of the line, we become a better person. We maybe move in a circle, but then we are on a higher plane, on a higher circle.
Why it goes in a spiral is because it needs to deepen. And sometimes we think we understand concepts.
It's especially true when we try to make new habits and we go back to our old habits and we don't really like to be in that place because then we are not really kind to ourselves and we beat ourselves up of fail.
Meditating in a meditation hall that has no noise, perfect weather, easy. A cushion that is supportive, easy. Then when we learn how to meditate, now we go into the forest.
That's especially true. It's really easy to be kind to yourself when life is easy, when nothing stressing is happening. But when the stress comes, when your duty comes, when your responsibility come, then it's really hard to be kind to yourself and dealing with those problems. But I think that's when your characters proves you right or wrong. It shows who you truly are.
We think we understand theories, but no, we don't. And in Buddhism, in the monastery, we learn that over and over.
As the saying goes, when you're in big trouble, just keep swimming. It doesn't really matter if you fail all the time.
And it needs to go deeper and deeper. And when you apply in different contexts, now you have more experience. And again, you can go deeper. An example of that can be meditation.
It doesn't really matter if you're not really good at being kind to yourself or to others. What matters is that you practice it every day. What matters is that you don't give up. What matters is that you keep trying, because that's what